Good morning, Kylie Bertucci, Stampin Up Demonstrator in Australia. Thank you to all of those that have been messaging me. Where are you? We're waiting. We love our weekly catch-ups, right? I love catching up with all of you. I'm just going to move my camera down a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Then I can relax a bit and sit in my chair. Oh, good. There's some people jumping on. I love it when people jump on. We're dog sitting at the moment. My mother and father-in-law's dog. He's a little old dog. But they're all out there crying because I've shut the door on them. So hopefully they don't get up to any good. I probably should have shut the door to our bedroom because yesterday Scotty decided to have a little accident on the floor. So hopefully there's no accidents when I finish the video today. Hey everyone, wow, there's lots jumping on. Love it. Look at all these names. Wow, I feel really popular. Thank you everyone. Thanks for making me feel popular. You know, I'd still chat to myself even if none of you were here live. I'd still chat along for all those that are watching the recording. So you'll probably either see the recording if you're not here live on YouTube or on Facebook. But yeah, I love how people are catching up. I had a random person watch a video from ages ago. So that was nice. People are doing a bit of a catch up. Hey, Christy, good to see you. So we've got lots of exciting things happening this week. I've got a lot of work on today that I've got to make sure that I keep up with. Hey, Pammy, good to see you. Glad you're joining into my Random Act of Kindness group. It's really exciting, that group. I'm loving that we're having a little event every month now, and I feel like I've got a bit of a rhythm with the Random Act of Kindness. I'll put up a link when I finish today. See, I've got my notepad here ready to go, my today list of what links I need to put up at the end. Hey, Sarah, good on you. Yes, we've been joining a bit of a workout club. You girls are really motivating me. You're rocking it, Sarah. You're doing really well. I even got to the gym last night when I really did not feel like going. But I have a huge amount of weight to lose before Thailand. And I just want to feel better. I just feel better when I move. So it's great. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I might end up doing the same thing in the elliptical trainer again. It was really good last night. Came home and I felt really strong and yeah, it was good. Rosemary, good to see you from California. Wow, it's exciting. So first link is the Random Act of Kindness group. And that's a really great group because anyone internationally can join in and play along. Then we just pick some friends to send cards to. Hey, Leonie, good to see you. Hi, Pam. It's lovely having everyone on here. Now, yeah, so this week tomorrow I've got the international highlights. If you haven't heard about my international highlights, I will put a link up, writing it down, international highlights. That's for anyone who wants to, that has a blog and would like to be highlighted from my blog. So I send, hey Michelle, hey Christine, I send a lot of my traffic to whoever plays along. And it's a lot of fun for all my readers to see all your amazing designs. And then the top 10 will get to hop next month. So I already have a date set in. I'm getting a bit more organised these days with my international highlights. So we have the international highlights that go live tomorrow. And then the top 10 will hop on the 8th of March. And we're talking Australian time. So it's a really exciting thing to take part in because if you haven't hopped before, and you're looking at sort of branching out, you're looking at trying to get on design teams and sort of get discovered a little bit. It's a nice way to sort of, yeah, showcase what you're doing. And I think the last blog hop that we did with our top 10 international highlights, it's still my #1 hits, and you know I've done a number of blogs with amazing demonstrators, but that one is actually one of the highest hits, and I'll show you why. I think I understand why it was quite a big one. So yeah, I'll definitely put up those links for the international highlights. So, and then the other thing that I wanted to mention too for all my lovely customers that are watching, because I know there's lots of you that are both demonstrators and customers, but I have the marker club that is happening again. I have it happening for March, so you've only got a short period of time left. There's still half a month to sign up, but it just filled up so quickly, the first lot. I had 6 people join up very fast for the club because I need 6 people for it to go ahead. And just to explain for those lovely demonstrators on here that are like, what is a marker club? What is Kylie talking about? But basically I get all the markers. I need a new case because I've got the old one. Does anyone know where to get a new one from? Anyway, I have to source that somehow. I might have to ring Stampin Up and say, can you send me a new one? So basically I split up the markers, the whole case, everything gets split up between 6 people. So each month I'll do the brights, then I'll do the regals, then I'll do the neutrals, then I'll do the subtles, and then the 2 in colours. So that becomes 6 months, and it just means you're getting like a colour family each month. But it just makes it a whole lot more affordable. It's a lot cheaper than buying them individually from the catalogue. And if you buy them like as a family, and if you buy them that way from the catalogue, you don't get the case. So it's a great way to get the case, to get all the markers. So I will put the link up. There's still, sandbox for an empty markers case. That's hilarious. I did actually try and look for one. They're really difficult to try and find. But anyway, this is just a great way to be able to get all the markers. And thank you for sharing my video, Anne. You reminded me. If anyone wants to share, you know I love a sharer. I love people who share. So yeah, and you can also follow me on I noticed that there's like a follow tab so that then you get an update when I go live, which hopefully most of you are doing. You're already doing the follow button. So yeah, so the marker club's awesome, and because it's you become one of my VIP customers when you get the marker club, you'll also get an invite to my VIP Facebook group. You'll also get my tutorial bundle once a month, and then I also have handmade cards that I make for everyone that is part of Marker Club. They get one of my beautiful handmade cards. I'll show you my cards for this month. Sorry to bend over in front of you there. But I have been very organised this month. I know, it's a shock. I'm like way ahead of the game. So I've got to take a photo of these. Look at these beautiful cards using the Inside the Lines Designer Series paper. And I just love these colours together. How gorgeous do they look? Pool Party, Blushing Bride, Mint Macaron, and the Sweet Sugar Plum. They look so good together. So yeah, there's a whole pile still in here still. So my lovely customers will be receiving those. Yay! I've still got a few more to go. So, but we're getting there. I've got them all cut up, ready to go. Yay! So yes, exciting. Lots and lots to do in this office. It's an office of mass production. Yeah, I really love how those cards came up, and they're just so nice. It's not usual that I'll do the subtle colours. I'm such a bold, but I thought, you know what, not all of my customers are into bold colours. Some of them might really like those subtle colours, but I really love those ones together. They remind me of like the 2012 in colours. Yeah, they sort of looked really soft and beautiful together, but I loved them. I loved them together. I even forget all the names now. Isn't that crazy? But I remember putting nail polish on in Utah that was the colours of the in colours. It was so good. So, yes, so Marker Club. There's only 5 spots left, so I've already had a sign up. And I think there was someone asking me on a message before I jumped on, which I will get to if you're watching. I'm sorry I missed you. Someone asked how much it is. It's $50 a month. $50 a month, and you get all the markers, plus it includes postage Australia-wide, because I have to post out each set of markers each month, plus the case. So it's good value, and I always do the case express post because, you know, we don't want to be waiting for the case to come, and it could be at any time of the month. So I just let you know when you sign up when you can expect to get all your markers. And sometimes it's a surprise. So yeah, so that's Marker Club that's happening right now. What other exciting things? I've still got the card fronts happening. I have posted all of the ones that I have done, haven't I? Yes, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I do have one here that I can show you as a display. Here we go. Excuse my back for a moment there. Yes, I do. I have Succulent Garden here. So these are my, what did I end up calling them? I don't call them card fronts anymore. I call them pre-cut paper packs. Yes, pre-cut paper packs. Love it, shop it, pre-cut paper packs. How does that sound? I like the PPP, pre-cut paper packs. So yes, it's 72 pre-cut papers from one pack of DSP, and I cut it for you. So it's a really great way to, because I've sort of surveyed my team, I've surveyed some of my customers, and there's this real issue with cutting our paper. I don't know what the issue is. We decide we want to keep it and hoard it and store it and leave it in the cupboard, never to see the light of day. But as soon as you get one of these packs from me, excuse me, I'll put the link up. As soon as you get one of these packs, I want to see you stick them onto cardstock. You have to start using it right away. Don't store this. Don't hoard this. You want to use it. That's the idea. Because it's a super cheap way to get 72 cards. And what a great way to have, like, you could just leave off the sentiment. Just wait until something comes up. And if you need that quick card and you're thinking, oh my goodness, how do I do a thank you card, or whatever you want to do, you can just stick the sentiment on a bit later. So that really helps to have some pre-done, but don't put the sentiment up. Oh, you could store them in a Project Life lid box. That's very true, Christy. They would probably fit that perfect little box very well. So yeah, they're really great, and I think that just looking at the popularity of them so far, I can see that a lot of people have the same issue. We hashtag love it, chop it, isn't it, Lisa? We've got to use our paper because it's so beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for sharing my video. You're so kind. I love how I get a little alert. Someone just shared your video. Oh, so sweet. Hey, Carolyn, good to see you. Now, what is happening? So, International Highlights tomorrow. I explained a little bit about that. We've got some really, really beautiful cards that are going to be in that gallery that is going to go live tomorrow. And the most exciting thing is, even if you can't play along, please come over because you can vote for your top 10. You can actually go on there and click on the hearts and vote for your top 10. And those top 10 will get to hop along with us next month. So yeah, I love using my papers. It's such a nice way to do it. Love it, chop it. You're not being mean if you chop your paper. You are loving your paper. We have to change our mindset. I used to always be like, what if I don't use the right spot? Oh, what if I don't want to use it? No, use it. You can just buy more, right? Just get online and buy more. We think, oh my goodness, then I'll run out. No, there's a never-ending supply in the Stampin' Up warehouse. We can just buy more. It's okay. It's my new line to my mother-in-law. We were cleaning out her fridge because they've gone on a cruise. And she's like, oh, I might need... Mum, you can buy another one. Okay, can you let go now? Okay, yeah, I'll let go now. Good. When you get back, just buy another one. I think it was like cream or yogurt or something. She's like, oh, I think I might need it when I get back from my 2-week holiday. Mum, it'll be off. You don't need it. Why do we hold on to things? What else is happening? This afternoon, if you're a demonstrator, I've got an excellent talk on. Love your customer. So please join me for that. I've done lots of notes on that one. I've got some really great tips. Over at Aim for Alaska, my training group for demonstrators, Patty Bennett actually spoke to us last week and did an incredible video. She's just such an amazing woman. So that's really exciting. And then next week I'll be speaking about my Stampin' Up story and how I started and my top tips and yeah, different ideas. So I'll put a link up for Aim for Alaska. It's like so worth it. If you can join that group, holy moly, it's a good group. So what else have we got? Oh yes, this week we also have, I need to start getting ready for the tutorial bundle that I do with other international demonstrators. We put in one tutorial each, and then there's 12 of us that all share our tutorial each, and then that means you get 12 amazing tutorials each month. So February is the last month. So at the end of this month, there is no more subscription available. So if you really want to get the 72 tutorials, that's what you get over 6 months, please sign up for the subscription, because you get 1 month free with the subscription. Otherwise, you have to buy them individually, and they're $20 Australian per month. They're in both inches and metric, which does my head in. Like, seriously does my head in trying to do inches. But anyway, I am learning, so that's good. So yeah, if you want to get in on the subscription, then this is your last chance in February to do that. Now, I have some show and tell for you. I always love showing what I've done during the week. So this one here is the one that I did for... Oh, by the way, I just wanted to show you this one. This was from the lovely Vanessa Choi in my team. Sorry, it's back to front. Isn't that just beautiful? I absolutely adore that. Good on you, Vanessa. And she said that she's thanking me for her support. You're a great team leader. I'm really happy to be in your team. Oh, I'm really glad you're in my team, Vanessa. And I'll never forget, Vanessa signed up when we were in Paris. I was like on the phone in Paris, looking around me going, I can't believe this. I'm in Paris. And Vanessa's joining my team. Can't get better. It was a great day. I was skipping around Paris after that. So this was what I did for the blog hop. Oh, I just noticed one of them got stained. Typical. Got ink on it. Anyway, I will fix that somehow. So these are the cards that I made for the international highlights blog hop that we did together, the top 10 winners from our last international highlights. And these have gone pretty crazy viral. I think because a lot of people weren't sure how to use the Avant-Garden sale-a-bration stamp set, which is actually a beautiful stamp set. And to be honest, when I first saw this, I was like, meh, yeah, whatever. But anyway, I was wearing a top the day that I decided to make a card for the international highlights hop, and my shirt that I had on was very much like this green one, and I just thought, oh my goodness, that is so avant-garde, and it just reminded me of that old vintage sort of, you know, this night of navy and white is so hot right now, so it's very vintage looking, but I've still put that sort of clean layered look to, you know, my typical bold sort of layered look, and very clean. But, you know, if you wanted to really, like, I know a lot of you are very, you know, my cards can tend to be a little bit more masculine, but if you really wanted to make it a super feminine card, like if you added that beautiful lace that we have, actually, where is my lace? Sorry for my back. My bad. In that drawer. I've got too many drawers here. Yes, is that one? Don't know what that one is actually. Oh yes. Boy, even a sale-a-bration one would be really nice with it. I think that's all I've got with it. But anyway, I can see it with some of the doilies. Like that sort of doily. Even this one here, the metallic, you know, if you put like some ribbon on here, just through that section there. I'm not a huge girly girl, but even those, that beautiful one there, the satin ribbon, vanilla, something like that, and it could really change up the look of the card. So yeah, have a play with that little idea. The framelit that I used the sentiment from the Avant-Garden, but the framelit that I used was from, I have it ready here, Stylish Stem Framelits. I really love that. To me, it just had that feel of that one there. It just had that Art Deco feel to it, which again just fit in with that sort of vintage feel. I love the Art Deco era. It's beautiful. So yeah, and I just changed them up a bit. Like this one, I used the dots that was in the stamp set and just sponged the edge. But I'm going to make one with you, and I thought I'd go very vintage, a very vintage colour that we don't use very often. I just don't see people use this colour. And I'm going to be doing it in Old Olive, because to me that just screams vintage, that green. I love it. This is one of my favourite colours, surprisingly. I know not a lot of people like it, but I'm a green girl. So I'll show you how to make that one in a moment and how easy it is and my few little tips on that one. But I also played along with a brand new design team, and I'm a bit crazy, but I've just been asked on the Be Inspired design team. But also the wonderful Sandy MacGyver has asked me, and I just couldn't say no. I'm so naughty. I need to learn how to say no, but I couldn't say no to Sandy MacGyver. So Sandy used to be in America, but she's now in Canada. And she's asked me to be on another design team. And it's the, where is it here? When are we starting? I think it's March. Yes, March we start. See, look, I'm looking at my planner. I'm like, what am I meant to be doing? So it's the Stamp to Share International Design Team. There's some super, super talented designers on there. I always get very overwhelmed when I ask to be on these groups. And I'm like, don't look at who's on there because it'll psych me out. Just make the card. Don't compare yourself to anyone because they're all really incredible. So that's going to be an amazing design team. That's once a month, so I could handle once a month. Whereas the Be Inspired one is every 2 weeks. So yeah, there's lots happening, lots and lots. But it's great. It gets me creating. It gets me trying new things. So normally I would only do one card in a hop, or yeah, in one of those design teams. But I wasn't vibing. Like I knew what I wanted to do. I knew the theme was cupcakes and carousel. So I went straight for the cupcakes and carousel paper, which I haven't used. And this sort of came out, these ones here. And I thought, I'll do one. And I thought, I'll just use the same layout. Have you ever done that before? We just like, you know what, I'll just use the same layout, but just use different paper. Because then it's just really quick and easy. And you've already done it once. You've gone to all the effort to think of a design of what you want to do. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just keep going with it. I think I did the inside. Yeah, I've got the little strips inside as well. So I love doing the inside of my cards. I don't always photograph it, but I'm trying to get better at that. I did my one last night. I photographed that. So yeah, just did a strip on the inside. And I think this one I did, yeah, did the side as well. Yeah. So it's nice just having that nice little inside. But then once I did this, I was like playing around with the sweet cupcake stamp set, and I actually hadn't used it, and I'm like, no, okay, that's it, I need to use the sweet cupcake stamp set. And so this kind of became my card, which I was really happy with. And I love that cupcakes and carousel paper. And there was a demonstrator. Actually, I'll see if I can. Oh, I can't. I'm on my phone. I was like, I'll have a look on my phone. No, you're using your phone to film, Kylie. But anyway, there's a demonstrator on Instagram that used all the different colours and then did different cupcakes and cased this idea. And they look fantastic, all in different colours. I was like super impressed. And I don't know if you can see, but I cut that out by hand. And, oh, it was you, Barbara. Excellent. So you're going to go look for Barbara. What's your Instagram, Barbara? Yeah, I loved what you did. It was so beautiful. You thrown me by your Instagram name. But I did put Wink of Stella on there. I don't know if you can see it very well, though. That's the only problem with Wink of Stella. You can't see it in photographs. Yeah, I can't really see it. But anyway, there's a lot of glitter on that. Oh, maybe you can see it there. Oh, there you go. Boom. Yeah, Wexford Stamper. So go check out Barbara on Instagram because, yeah, super cute. They look really good with the whole group of them all together like that. Look at that Wink of Stella. We found the bling section. So, yeah, so I used Pool Party, and I did Pool Party twice, and then I did the Bermuda Bay, and this one is the Calypso Coral. And so I've just done the stamping on top of, so it's like 3-layered stamping. It's really cool, that sweet cupcake. It's a very, very sweet stamp set. So I was happy to use that. So I will definitely be using that again for something else. Now, last night, Global Design Project. So the sketch challenge has started. And here is my card that I used with the Carried Away paper. I thought I'd try something a little bit different with the Carried Away paper because we tend to use the balloons and sort of go for that feel. So I thought, no, I'll show you how, showcase some of the other paper. But I still used the Carried Away paper here as well. And really, really simple, but yeah, I don't know how it came to me. But anyway, I just thought, you know, it'd be nice to sort of make that heart pop out. It just sort of looked a bit insipid on its own and it didn't have enough pop. So all I did was just cut out the heart from the DSP and then I cut out another heart using basic black cardstock and then just stuck it underneath and it really popped out. And I don't know if you can see in the sentiment, but I did smoky slate and then over the top I did the basic black, just slightly off. So I used my Stampin' Majig for that. And I am loving this new frame. Do you know where that new frame letter's from? That is from, and I wasn't going to get this stamp set, but this bundle, but I just couldn't help myself. And I'm glad I got it in the end because I'm sure I'll use it. But it's from the Build It Framelets. So look at that one there. It's such a cool, I love to try and collect little sentiment ones. I love little extra ones like that. So yeah, I was very excited to see that one in there. And that's what I used for that. And look how perfect it goes with that sentiment. So yes. And the stitch shapes, I thought that was really cool too. That I just cut out the stitch shapes from the banner and then stuck it back in. And it just gives it like a really different feel. I was actually thinking maybe I should use a different color, like put a smoky slate back in there. So you could even mix up the color a bit so that it even pops out more. So, but yeah, I thought I'll keep it really clean. And I mean, that's my typical aesthetic, isn't it? And I put it on the inside as well. Little heart there, just the layered heart. So yeah, very happy with that one. Now I am going to flip you around and we can play with the Avant-Garden. I didn't resist that set either. I love it, Billy. We're going to be hopping with Billy Moan so soon. All my girls are so excited, Billy. They're like, oh my goodness. You might even get some of them blogging because they're like, I have to hop with Billy. And I'm like, well, come on, learn to blog if you want to hop with Billy. So, Georgia is the one that we're hopping with this week, actually. So that's pretty exciting. I'm very, very happy about hopping with Georgia. When were you, Billy? I think you're a little while away, aren't you? I'm looking at my planner. Yes, in April. April, we're hopping with you. I've been very organised lately, and I'm like, I better get ahead so that my girls can get some things organised, especially with on stage and everything coming up. We get so busy. So I'm going to flip you over and we can have a little bit of a play with some vintage. Let's flip you, which is so not my style. A trick bold, but you know, we've got to mix these things up. So just connect you there, make sure it's all happy. Okay. I'm happy with that. So all I did with my base, obviously it's different in the American bases. Actually, have I got my American base here? I think you guys do 4.5, is it? No, 4. I'm not even going to guess. Have I got a ruler here? Yes, I do. So that's the Australian A4 cut in half. So that becomes 10.5 centimetres. I like cutting it in half. So just chop it at 10.5 and you should be right. This is the thick cardstock. Whenever I'm doing a base with Whisper White, I always use the thick Whisper White. Now this is the American one. So we're looking at in inches, yeah, 4.25. And then I think, is it 5.5 or something? Yeah, 5.5. So all you would need to do, I'm pretty sure from what I can gather from people, they probably do it around 4. and then do 5.25. That's the base I would do, something like that anyway. Did I sound really... But look at the difference. Like, look at that. It's so bizarre. It's fatter and shorter. So a lot of people don't realize just how different our cards are from one another. So when we do the tutorial bundle, it's like I'm creating two different cards, because what I create on here could look very different on the American sized card. So it's very tricky. It's a lot trickier than you expect. So anyway, I'm going to be stamping on the old olive, and I've made sure that that's all layered and cut. So this one I actually did, the old olive is 9 centimeters, and then I think I did, yeah, 13.4, 9 by 13.4, and then I just did a 3mm mat, so it's just 3 millimeters more on the edge. So we'll do some Versa marking. I've got my heat gun here, and I've got my embossing ready to go. Sorry about my Versamark. Does your Versamark look like this? I start off really good. It starts off really neat and nice, and it just gets manky. That's what happens when you use it. But you know what we do? We just buy a new one. Sorry, I tapped the screen there. So what I did with the... I'm actually going to spray this, because you know when your polymer gets... It just gets like a little bit stiff, and it's like, it doesn't want to stick, and it's, yeah, it goes all really funny and hard. So if it gets like that, I just spray it with the Stampin' Mist, and it becomes very sticky and malleable again. So all I did was just sort of stick it on here, and I left a little bit off because I didn't want to do the whole stem. I just wanted to do, you know, a few flowers. And I'll show you the other ones here so that you can see what I mean. So see how I just did partial flowers? Yeah. So I'll stamp that away. Oh, before I start, do you always forget this too? Make sure you use your embossing buddy. Although with this, it probably wouldn't matter, because I actually grabbed some of the embossing powder and sprinkled it over. So you can see how there's like bits of embossing powder. Yeah, I actually did that on purpose to give it that vintage sort of look. And it's just got speckled embossing powder. It's actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. I'm like, oh, I'll just speckle it with embossing powder. But it did not want to stay there. So I thought of a little trick of how I could get it to stay. Now there's no rhyme nor reason to where I'm stamping. I'm just going to stamp around the card and just sort of have some ways and some the other. I do like to work in odds though when I stamp. What's it called again? The Fibonacci sequence. Actually, I'll go that way, because that'll look like it's... I think Fibonacci is something like that they all work together because they're in odds. Our eye likes odd numbers. Like in flowers, if you count how many petals, there's always... Well, I shouldn't say always, but in most plants there's like an odd number. I just like saying Fibonacci sequence because it makes me sound really clever when I'm not. I was like, wow, Fibonacci. That's like a really clever design feature. I love these little leaves. Oh my goodness. I'm actually really loving it in the old olive. This is just reminding me of like vintage big time. So I'm going to emboss that. So I'll put the Whisper White all over. Chuck it all in. Do you guys miss these embossing trays? I'm so glad I got one. But paperwork's just great. Oh, I just got like powder everywhere. My skirt's going to be covered in embossing powder. Give it a good flick. Now, if you see bits like this, normally I would write them off and, you know, get rid of them. But what I found with this is I got it in my hand, the embossing powder, and really scrunched it so it got sort of like my oils in it and made it a little bit more, yeah, like it seems to stay on the card a little bit more, and just like sort of pushed it on there, because once I get the embossing, like the gun out, oh my goodness, it all just flew away. But I found that the ones that came from my, like when I rubbed it together and then pushed it on, I found that they stayed on there a bit more. But I just wanted that sort of vintage, grungy, messy sort of, yeah, look on there. So let's heat that. First things first, let's move this out of the way. Has anyone ever embossed? Actually, I want a little bit more embossing on there. See how it's a little bit... It doesn't look like there's a whole lot on there. I mean, it's not a big deal, especially with a card like this. I love when you've got like a vintage sort of feel. You can just blame it on being vintage. It's like it's old. Now, this is going to get in the way. Oops, knock over a bin. Okay. I'm just going to do it on low setting to start with. But I always end up bowing my cardstock because I just go way too close. Like, look at it. It's just like, meh. But I figure I'm going to get some Tombow and it's going to get stuck down. So he'll be happy. He'll be fine. I'm going to crank that. Oh, I love it that it changes. It's so cool. I remember the first time I ever embossed and I thought it was like the best magic trick ever. I was like, oh my goodness, give me more embossing. I love this stuff. So pretty. As you can see, it's a very, very simple card to make. It really is the embossing that makes it, the white embossing. And I'll just come back in with a little bit of, because I ended up blowing it all away when I... And now that it's hot, oh yes, my neighbour did that, Michelle, the embossing over a toaster. And, yeah, she dropped the paper in there and the, yeah, there was a big bonfire at the front with her toaster and the item that she was embossing. Oh, sorry, I just hit you with the embossing tool. Now, it's not all going to stay, but you can see little bits here are staying, which is good. And they're the bits that I sort of pushed down with my finger, just rubbed it with my finger. And you can come in again, and I think because it's been heated, it sort of sticks to it a bit more. But you get the idea. It just gives that sort of speckled sort of, yeah, look to it. Just something a bit different anyway. Don't know if that's been done, but thank you whoever did it. If someone did it, I don't know. I don't have time to look at what other people are doing, and I'm thinking, I'm so clever. Look what I thought of. And it's like, that's so old, Kylie. It's been done years ago. Yeah. And here I was thinking I was so smart. Now, this is one of my favourite things, is using the daubers. See how lovely daubers. And I love just flicking the edge. And it just gives it this real beautiful pop. I just love how it looks. So just go around each edge. Sponge that all up. So satisfying. And you can just keep flicking it. Like, I know some people that sort of come in and they sponge that way, but I find this works for me. but just sponge the way you like to sponge, the way that you feel comfortable. And really give that a good flick in there so that it comes in. Now, something that I did with the crumb cake one, but I didn't do it with the others, was I actually sponged the flour as well, just to really make them pop out, and I'll do that with this one today. So what you tend to do is just come off a little bit and then go on to your work, because you don't want to go straight from the ink to your work, because it can put too much on. So you just want to sort of play around with it a bit. This is actually quite a good colour. It's good when it's colour on colour, because it hides a lot of your weaknesses if you sort of go a bit overboard. Now at the moment it's looking like the crumb cake is on the actual flowers, but you'll see when we wipe it, that'll all come off. But it just gives those flowers a bit of pop. Now, where did I put my little... Oh, here they are, right in front of me. Now, I don't normally use baby wipes, but I don't have my tissues here with me. But what you just come in and do is just wipe that down. I mean, it doesn't kill it if it's got water on it anyway. But yeah, that'll just take off the... Yeah, don't use baby wipes, people. Just use a tissue. But anyway, I wanted to take off that ink from the embossing. Next time, bring tissues, Kylie. So yeah, so that's a really cool vintage look. And then all you have to do is just stick that baby together. So it's a really great card if you had, you know, quite a number of different ones that you wanted to do. So that's the right one there, yes. I use Tombow, in case this is your first Kylie video. I love Tombow. Mainly because I work in millimeters, which is like 1 1/16 inches for those people out there that are working in imperial. It just gives me a little bit more give, like I can sort of move it around a bit. And I don't have to be too scared that I'm going to tape it to the wrong spot, because I always end up taping it to the wrong spot. I'm not the best at aiming for the centre. And for the top, for that one there, I used the dimensionals, because I love a bit of dimension. And we know Bruno loves dimension. Ed would use 10 times more than me. Oh, you missed so much, Suzanne. I'm about to turn this card around and you'll be like, oh my goodness, did you just create that? Like, just like that. You are amazing. I think they're all off. I always end up forgetting one. I've got to check that they're all the backing is off. And then I find the backings on one of the dogs somewhere. This will end up on the dog. Isn't that beautiful, Suzanne? I made it like these ones. But I'm using Old Olive today. But I'm going to do the little sentiment because I think it's really sweet. Like, I didn't like that font, but I think with the whole thing all together, it just works. See, we just need to trust Stampin' Up. Honestly, I looked at this and I just went, ugh. What were they thinking with that stamp set? But I've eaten humble pie and I really love it. I love the vintage style. And then we will get the framelit from the Stylish Stems framelits, because it reminded me of Art Deco, this one here. And I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. I'm not going to bring it over this time. That was a disaster last time. I ended up knocking the camera and there was like mayhem. So I've got my, it's good to have the magnetic plate if you can have that on just to keep it in place. Actually, now that I look at it, I bet you Bruno's taking out the magnetic plate. He was playing in here last night. So there's pros and cons to your husband stamping. Oh, he's taken the whole plate out. It's not even the right plate. Bruno, you're going to die. See? Everyone's like, oh, how lovely that your husband crafts. And I'm like, grrr. He's using my stuff. And you should see me when he puts the wrong colours in the place where it's meant to go. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Why is subtles in the brights? They don't go there. So now he doesn't put them away. He's too scared. Yay! And again, I raised that one up. So, pop those on there. Most people would use one probably. Kylie uses 2 and Bruno would use 4 because he'd like double deck them so that it could be more than 20 millimeters. And that is our card today. Isn't that just beautiful? And just to top it off, and it's so simple to do, but it's, you know, the best thing ever, is we're just going to come in here. I'm going to stamp in the old olive with my Avant-Garden leaf here, little flower, and just stamp that in the corner. Oh, of course it's not going to work properly. Do you think I can come in again? This is where you should say, just walk away, Kylie. Walk away. No, it's going to be fine. Yes. Love polymer. Is it going to work this time? Yay! Now it looks like really distinguished. But yeah, and that's the beautiful card. So thanks for joining me for that one. I'll flip you back around and see if anyone has any questions for. Hello there. Is it going to stay? Yes. Fix up the hair. That's what happens when you're big shotting and crafting, hey? So yeah, I was very happy with that. I think that depending on what colour you use, it could change it completely. But I really, really, really love the Old Olive. That's one of my favourites now. And the other one was the Night of Navy. I love that look of the Night of Navy and white. It's just so hot right now. So thank you very much for joining me today. You're all the best. An hour just flies like that. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you're a demonstrator, please join me with my next chat about how to love your customer. It's really important to love your customers and make sure that they know they're loved. And if you don't have customers, then yeah, join me because maybe you'll learn some good tips before you get them. Yeah, Bruno should try Fun Foam. No, see, the thing is, Suzanne, we need him to buy dimensions, the dimensionals, because that's how we get the trips. Like, we just got Alaska based on Bruno's purchases of dimensionals. So we wouldn't get the trips if we used something that wasn't Stampin' Up. But he does love those strips too, those bigger strips. He's like, oh, they're so much wider. I love them. They're higher. So yeah, he has a lot of fun. But I really do love the dimensionals. They're really great. And we get a good deal being demonstrators. We get looked after. So have a wonderful day. I hope you get to craft and enjoy this week. Please pop over to craftykylie.com, www.craftykylie.com. It doesn't work without the www for some reason. I don't know why. But please pop over, share this video with your team, with your friends, with anyone that you know that would love to learn a little bit more about stamping. And remember that I've got all the clubs and the pre-cut paper packs, the PPPs. There's lots of exciting things happening on my VIP group, and I'd love to welcome some more people there. And also remember too that there's the joining special still on with sale-a-bration. 2 free stamp sets if you join up, of any value, anything that you like. I mean, it says to the maximum of $170 something, but it's pretty much, yeah, the highest, the most expensive stamp sets you can get. And you only pay $169 and you get $235 of product. So it's a really good deal here in Australia. And we have a really, really, really fast growing team. The Crazy Crafters, we get to hop with a lot of celebrities around the world. We have a lot of fun, random act of kindness, giveaways on the group. So it's a really cool team to be part of and constantly learning. I'm throwing like training at them all the time. So if you want to make it a business, you can make it a business, or if you just want to join up for the discount, you can do that as well. There's something for everyone in my group because I realize everyone's got different goals and different ideas on what they want to do with Stampin' Up. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'm sure we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.